All right. Green, red monsters. We've got 8 elves at the bottom end of our curve, 4 ones to find them more consistently. We've got Bonecrusher Giant and Scavenging Ooze to fill in the 2-drop slot if we don't have a dork or they kill it. Then we jump to 3 where we have Domri, who can help us jump right to 5. We have some Spellbreakers. We have some Rhonas the Indomitable. We have what's one of the best Planeswalkers in Pioneer in Chandra, Torch of Defiance. We got a couple of questing beasts here to help smash through fog effects. So let's dive on in to a Pioneer League here and see how it goes. I mean, to set a low bar, I think Standard has potential to be more popular than it currently is. But I also think that's an exceedingly low bar. SCG dropping Legacy from team events actually makes it so my friends that I can go to them because Legacy is expensive. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that were priced out of team events because of Legacy. Like if you're someone who only plays, or like you have a play group who only plays Pioneer and Modern, you can buy an entire Standard deck for less than the price of one Underground, see? So like, even if you own no Standard cards and you can't borrow them, like buying the entirety of a Standard deck is cheaper. It's not that EDF is too slow for Bantal draws, it just doesn't do anything. Doesn't fix any problems that the deck has. Awkward. Oh, Rootbound Crag. I think I keep this, but I'm not happy about it. I'm going to play Rootbound Crag tapped on 1, because this way if I draw another green source, I can play double elf on 2. Hey, thanks for the quarter of a year, Jared. I'm glad you're enjoying the Pioneer stuff. I've been enjoying Pioneer too. I think we're about to get run OVER. Yikes. I don't have a good answer to that one at the moment. I think we've died. So Abbott and Carol keep here. When it comes into play, they exile the top card of their deck, and they can cast that card till end of turn. They do. They have as many. They have as many as the other ones. I guess that's not true. We don't. We have. We're playing 4 of the Shadow Land, so we don't have a Pain Land, but we have a Shadow Land, so we're 1 short. We have Game Trail, which I've now been punished by not playing Ramunap Ruins on 2. I should be conscious of that. Should definitely be conscious of that. Game Trail here enters tapped unless you reveal a forest or mountain from your hand. So I could have played Ramunap Ruins on 2 there and not taken any damage from it, and then I could have played Game Trail untapped this turn. Yeah, we are missing fast lands for this color combination, but allied lands don't have lands like Game Trail. I think it's cute that the people at SDG think that they can logic and reason with people who are upset that Legacy was cut. Fast lands are lands like Botanical Sanctum and Spire Bluff Canal. Lands that come into play untapped in the first 3 turns of the game. Alright, so I want to drag my curve down here. I guess Sarkhan's actually kind of okay because he makes flying blockers. Chandra's pretty slow. Rhonas doesn't block without another friend, so I probably am not interested in him. I don't think I want Cindervines here. I'm going to bring in a Pithing Needle to turn off Copter. They probably have 4 Copters. I think Horizon Lands are good for... I think the Horizon Lands should not exist. I think Magic's better off without those lands. I think Wizards made no indication that they have any intention of ever reprinting reserve list cards. Hey, I cut 5 4-drops too, thank you very much. I didn't just move the cards around. I mean, to be fair, they didn't just cut Legacy. They also basically gave Standard a vote of no confidence. Like, there's no Standard opens either. I wonder how that feels as Wizards, where SCG's just like, we don't trust you to make good formats, so we're not putting your format in. Man. There's actually more untapped turn 1 green than red in this deck, right? Yeah, I have 6 forests. I have 14 untapped green on 1. Pretty unlucky. Am I keeping this on the play? I'm going to keep this on the play. Like, Nerd Rage pulled Standard altogether. They dropped Standard completely. They still have some Legacy events, though. But, like, they also are just, like, noped right on out of Standard. Maybe one win, but, like, with how far out they have to plan... With how far out they have to plan their tournaments... Like, there's no way for them to know, like, when they need to post the formats for those opens up eventually, that Standard's going to be good still when that happens. Like, even if Standard's good when they want to announce it, they could mess it up in the, 4 months or 3 months or whatever the lead time is between that and the actual event, right? Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Pioneer is very likely to become the most popular competitive format Magic has ever had. I think the Horizon lands are bad because the Horizon lands push the power level of aggressive decks, which aggressive decks already tend to be better in these non-rotating formats than non-aggressive decks. So they tend to help the decks that don't need help. Ew. Glory, glory, hallelujah. For dragons blowing through ya. Do. So Glorybringer here. It attacks and exerts, and when it exerts, it deals 4 damage to an opposing creature. Exerting this means it doesn't untap during my next untap step, so it takes the turn off, but it gets to kill something. What is quest mode? Quest mode is one of the things that one of my F2K sponsors has, where you can sample different mobile games and other online products and earn things that you can cash in for like free subs on Twitch channels. They stole my Glorybringer, chat. They used our dragon against us. Get some sick value on this Rec Sage. 100% trading this Rec Sage for a Legion Loyalist if they offer it. If I have that option, I am taking it. I know I can exert again next turn, but I'd much rather exert on something else or just not have to exert it so I can keep attacking for 4. Do 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 do. Dragon Ho! For glory! Glory to the Hypnotoad! Hey, Mr. One, thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Well. Tips on a Pioneer deck? Yeah. Can you do me a favor, Mr. Oni, and DM me on Twitch or Discord? I'll make a note to answer you. I don't look at decks while I'm streaming. Just like general FYI. I don't think I can die from 7 here. So I think I just kill that and like pass and then like they're dead to this plussing next turn. You have a favorite art for each land? I like these originals into Card Cycle. So these are the basics I play on Moto. These are my preferred. Skewer. What is that? No, that's not true. Skip Dash. I was at 8. I was at a virtual 7 because of the thing in play. Why exert there? Because if they drew a Lava Coil, Sarkhan static text no longer works. Suna Yummy. Because they would have prowessed their creature. Lava Spike is not legal. Alright. Can I have an untap green source on 1 this time? One of those big, beautiful forests. In. Sneeper Keeper. Do 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 sleep papa keep papa do 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 do. I've seen the new Theros basics. Yeah, I think the art on the Theros basics and like the most recent Unhinged lands is like gorgeous for the actual artwork, but they just don't look enough like an actual Magic card to me for me to really like using them as basics. Like, they look too foreign when you set them down alongside other Magic cards. That's definitely just, like, super personal preference. Do I trade here? I'm just gonna let this happen. They have like a copter, I want to Rec Sage it. Yeah. Good clean live in there. So let them draw 2 cards eventually, but that's fine. 3 cards eventually. If we're fortunate, we'll draw a removal spell here for the Bonecrusher Courier so they can't cash it in. Reclamation Sage just died. Perfect. Nothing but net. Alright, in a pretty good spot. At 17. Have plenty of lands, have 2 good threats left over. Yeah, decided to call my own shots this league. What's the best basic ever? Why is it Unhinged Forest from Avon? I have a stack of unhinged basics in paper. When I play in paper, and occasionally I often use them. You're not wrong, Seth. You're not wrong. Is it unhinged, unglued? I don't know. I don't remember what the unsets are. Got it on a pile next to me, though. These lands. I've got Casual Jeff played a lot of Silver Mortared. So Casual Jeff had a lot of basics before they were worth money. So these are like the only cards I have that are like worth any amount of money. I have like a dozen of each or so. Glad I caught you live for this deck. You didn't like Stormbreath Dragon. Yeah, I think Stormbreath Dragon is worse than the other 5-drops I'm playing. Is that TLDR? Here's to Watsy fixing standards so we can have a break from this atrocious UI. Thanks for the 2 months, Galleon. I am, for people that are here mostly for standard content, as a heads up, I did post on Twitter, but I should mention it here. I am not going to be doing standard until after they implement changes on the 18th. So just really, really not interested in playing more standard. It was real bad when we played it this week, and I'm not playing more of it. Not only was the format bad, but the viewer count was not particularly good either, so I'm not slogging through a bad format for a medium viewer count. So, just going to be doing, next week will be Modern, Pioneer, and Mythgard. I want them to ban Once Upon a Time. That's what I would like removed from Standard. I'd like it removed from Pioneer, too. But this is a deeply offensive card that should not have been printed. Do we get more Mythgard? I'm probably still only doing 2 days of Mythgard. The Pioneer queue is still super backed up. Yeah, it's an old... So, the bot is basically an IRC bot, Kuntz. And that's from an old request. He's going to disable it on this channel soon. No, I don't think Veil of Summer should be banned. I think Veil of Summer is an appropriate piece of anti-interaction. I think Veil of Summer is pushed. But I think what Once Upon a Time does, making green decks more consistent than every other color, is not okay. I tuned in to watch you play non-Oko standard decks yesterday, and the only decks you played against were Sultai-Oko decks. I get how you're feeling. Yeah, I mean, we did actually hit a couple of non-Oko decks too. A non-Oko decks when the opponent, it was like, they're just all Once Upon a Time decks, right? They're just like all forests. Can we get JAC in the Pioneer queue? We definitely can, Anarch. Thanks for the 23 months to the tier 3. I appreciate it. I think I want Bonecrusher here. Rather than Scooze in the dark. We're probably going to be playing like Phoenix, and I'm going to be sad I didn't take Scooze, but... 3K for Pioneer, JAC, 10 out of 10. Looking forward to running that one back. Oh, I should get that one up on my website too, actually. That duck list was sweet. I'm gonna be adding Pioneer decks to the website this weekend. For people wondering. When people have been asking when there's gonna be Pioneer decks on the website. My art guy sent me 5 banners. I use the word offensive to describe Once Upon a Time because what it does and why it's not okay feels like it should be so blatantly obvious. Like, I feel like I shouldn't have to explain to people whose job it is to make Magic cards why that card is not okay. It just feels, it's weird. I don't think I should have to explain that to them, but apparently I do. How did they know to name Chandra? I don't know. Because they're either very smart or they're watching the stream. Those are the two options. It would once be offensive if every color got its own version of it. No, I don't think so. But I also think Once Upon a Time sucks as a card because if you go and you like, it just makes deck building boring. Like, I feel like every time I build a deck right now, I have to stop and ask myself, do I want to splash green for Once Upon a Time? And I hate that every green deck that I build automatically starts 4 slots down because it's just strictly wrong for me to not play Once Upon a Time. And I think that's very dry. I also think it's comical that the same people who wrote about why Green Sun Zenith wasn't okay thought that Once Upon a Time was an okay card to print. I think there's a big disconnect there, in my opinion. I think I'm trimming Domri just because his fight's not super useful here. I think I want Wild Slashes. I definitely want all my artifact destruction. Pithing Needle turns off Copter to a degree. Maybe I don't want both. Sure, Goose is really good in Standard. I agree. Meta Magic Missile, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Been enjoying Pioneer, but Moto sucks. You're not wrong. Need one more cut here. This many Sarkhans is probably too many Sarkhans. Maybe I just want less Spellbreaker. Just want more removal here. Maybe I just turn into more of a control deck. Let's try this. Yeah, I also agree with you, Alkalal. I think you can, it's easy to compare Once to Green Sun Zenith, and I think Once is better than Green Sun Zenith. $25 build around for Mythgard. So Mythgard pricing is identical to Arena. $10 for you to submit a specific list, $25 for a build around. The premium on the build around because I tend to spend at least a half hour's worth of time putting those together. And off stream time is valuable. Yep. And you can, as always, you can just submit them through the form. I think I'll make a note. I think I put Mythgard pricing on the website. I might not have. I should do that if I haven't. I did not. I will make a note to put that on the website. Thanks for the question. Speaking of Mythgard 2 and like adding decks to the website, some of the people in the Mythgard community said they're working on a WordPress plugin to embed deck lists on the website. So if they get that put together, I'll probably put some Mythgard decks up on my website. That's rude. Poor little elf. He wasn't doing nothing to nobody, chat. How do I ever beat 3/3s, chat? How do I ever kill a 3/3? when your game trail really isn't fast land. Mutavault. Yep. I think this is on my list of most underplayed cards in Modern. And Modern and Pioneer. I think this card's super good. Blast me, daddy. Oh, yeah. You know just how I like it. It's a real shame we didn't draw a land here. Because if we drew a land, we could have gone Chandra into plus play Bonecrusher Giant. We are dead to land Shrapnel Blast here. So is that the line this turn? I think that's the line this turn. It's Chandra plus for mana, play Bonecrusher. Yeah, the install deck seems super good. I agree. Darksteel Citadel's tough to interact with. Having ways to interact with enchantments in this format seems super important. Am I dead yet? Who's ready to chump block some scissors? I know I am. And we're dead. Punished for not playing Glorybringer. I don't know that playing Glorybringer was right though. It probably with the scissors deck becoming more popular, I probably want to start putting more disenchants in these sideboards. The monocolored Pioneer decks are probably relatively budget friendly. A Braid's not good enough because a Braid doesn't kill Darksteel Citadel. Unravel the Aether's a good suggestion. Unravel's a good suggestion. The stock in Deccan Stone will go up a little bit more. There's monocolored decks and there's like every color has a decent monocolored deck in this format. Sometimes waiting for Rex Sage is too long. The fact that you can find Rex Sage with Once Upon a Time is really important. I think you could argue that my Cindervines should be Destructive Revelries, but I think I want 2 Reclamation Sages because I'm a Once Upon a Time deck. And we have not been fortunate at having turn 1 green sources so far today. The Mythic Championship's already started. Gengar. Green Source. Game Trail. Stomping Ground. How many turn 1 greens do we play? 14 plus 4 Once Upon a Time. And Once Upon a Time's like 80% to be a turn 1 green source if we don't already have one. So we're basically missing on 18 hits. Sure, yeah, that's existed for a while, Turtle. Arena's also like super poor software, so like the prompt that comes up like disappears before you can actually click on it most of the time. Yes, yeah, paper MCs are half limited for some god-awful reason. Although it's funny, the limited portion might be more watched than the standard portion at this event. It might be a first. Probably not, but wow, 0 lands. They put what into their hand? Put Lotleth Troll into their hand. They could be Soul Flare. They have Gather the Pack too. Could be a Soul Flare variation for sure. Did they publish the metagame breakdown yet? Frank Kirsten said he would have a metagame breakdown up at some point today because all the deck lists were due Wednesday. So I imagine he should be mostly prepared for that. I would bet Hallowed One's too slow and fair for this format. Card, it's not even good enough for Modern without Faithless Looting. Like, just Cathartic Reunion doesn't cheat enough. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. Are you happy with yourself? This is a paper MC, Shadow Kid. That's why it's so close to the most recent one. Yeah, we're just attacking for 4 here. I don't really care about their Death Ray Shamans for the time being, I don't think. I want to spend mana activating them, more power to them. Yeah, Death Ray Shaman is not super impressive in this format. I'd like to launch a 4-hole protest that all of our Glorybringers aren't foil. Yeah, I must have. So the one I have that's full art, I must have from like a random Moto pack, a random like player rewards pack. Generally speaking, I just play whatever trader sends me. I think there will be a lot less blue-green food than people are expecting. I bet blue-green food variants are less than 50% of the field. There's my called shot. I bet blue-green food variants are less than 50% of the starting field. Just because playing mirrors are miserable and people would rather give up percentage points than play a bunch of mirrors. Yeah, I do think that. I will bet there will be 75+% green decks. That's my called shot. Over 3/4 of the field is green, less than half is food. I also think food will have absurd conversion rates. Another thing to remember for people who are newer to Magic or have maybe forgotten, with Paper Mythic Championships, 6 rounds are limited, so which decks top 8 are not dictated by the strength of the standard decks that they're playing necessarily. Yep. Confirm Soul Flare. Oh, they have a Zatulpa? So we're just like super dead if they have a Soul Flare. They forgot I had 2 dragons. They just thought it dealt 1. They forgot it dealt 1 damage per dragon. Get wrecked. Alright, so I think I just bring in all my deal 4s on the off chance my opponent doesn't always have Indestructible. Hey, bring in Bolas somewhere for their removal. This seems fine. Bring in the extra Scavenging Ooze. This would have... No, I mean, opponents definitely miss things like that in Paper. They're like, attack, only discard one thing, and you're like, alright, kill your thing. My opponent only discarded one card to make their lot list roll a 3-2, but it was taking 2 damage from Sarkhan, so I had a Glorybringer in play. I'm gonna mulligan. We'll keep this one. I mulliganed that first hand because it was kind of slow and it didn't have Scavenging Ooze in it. So, in general, when I have a hand that feels like a close mulligan, if it doesn't have my sideboard card, I throw it back and try again at 7. Dalen, thanks for the 12 months. I appreciate you keeping me around. Welcome back. Warwalkers and concessions to static abilities, right? Ain't that the truth? 75% green and less than half the decks are food decks. Less than half the field is food decks. Those are my two estimates. Choose a Tulpa, Grizzly Salvage, Questing Beast. All right, if they have a Soul Flare, we're dead. I think these lands are currently underplayed in this format. For what it's worth. I think these shadow lands are very reasonable. I'm gonna give this a +1/+1 counter because they took Questing Beast off of this Grizzly Salvage. What makes a food deck a food deck? Wicked Wolf, Oko, Goose. Those 3 cards, in my opinion, define what a food deck is. I think those are pretty conservative estimates overall. So Chandra here, just going to tick up and deal 2, because obviously we can't cast it, but I would like a free shock. There's actually a lot of people that don't put 4 Once Upon a Time in their green decks. It's actually like incredible. It really shows how much Magic players undervalue consistency. Play more lands, play 4 Once Upon a Time while it's legal. Because they undervalue consistency, Timos. We are super dead to a Soul Flare if they have it here. Just can't interact with that. It looks like they're casting a spell with Delve. Nope, just Salvage, sure. Alright. None of those are Soul Flare. None of those are Soul Flare. I assume they're going to take Murderous Rider here. Put Forest in their hand. Interesting. So they have Soul Flare and they're playing it with Lifelink here. You play 4 Once Upon a Time? Yes. Yes. Listen, here's how Magic works for the foreseeable future. Does your deck play green? If yes, play 4 Once Upon a Time. Does your deck not play green? Can you splash green to play 4 Once Upon a Time? That's literally what your decision tree should look like. I cannot stress enough how not okay Once Upon a Time is as a Magic card. The answer is very, very not okay. Am I playing this Domri? Yeah, I think so. I can play him, plus him for mana, play Rhonas. Oh, yeah, that's a good suggestion. I should play the land first in case I had a 5-drop. Yeah, I forgot. It's been a while. You have to cast the card right away. So Grief is right. I should definitely play my land before doing anything there. I think I'm going to hang tight. If I attack with this, they discard 2 creatures. I get pretty sad. Who said they won't want to cast it for 2 mana? Listen, you don't cast it for 2 mana. You cast it for free, and by the time you're casting it for 2 mana, you should have enough mana that it doesn't matter. Listen, people are always going to be wrong. And like, Magic's a game where when you want to be wrong, nobody can punish you for being wrong or prove you're wrong objectively, because Magic's got so much variance in it. Yeah, we're dead, right? They ditched a Rankle. Rankle's a sweet card. Gives flying haste. So, yep, just never beating that. For people that are wondering why I conceded there, my opponent was going to play a Soul Flare, and it was going to be a 4/4 with flying, indestructible, hexproof, double strike, lifelink, and haste, and vigilance. So they were appropriately Voltroned and we were dead. Ask your friend if they think sometimes free Demonic Tutor isn't playable. Yeah, playing Once Upon a Time in your deck means your opening hand is often draw 11 cards and bottom 4 of them. Yeah, just the range of keepable hands that it increases is absurd. Wow. They're only putting playtest cards in the convention mystery boosters. The generic ones won't have them. The source on that is Morrow's Blogatog. Evan Zaffronolov just retweeted. This hand is great. Buy its stuff. Needle works on Troll. Yeah, I guess Needle works on Troll. Maybe that's worthwhile. Is this a good curve, chat? Stomperer. Your Pioneer deck runs white as Rest in Peace, so it'll include sideboard card. If you're not using any graveyard stuff, probably. And we're dead. Scavenging Ooze. Scavenging Ooze. We died. It was a good game. Both teams tried hard. Fun was had. And yeah, graveyard hates a must in this format. The fact that I'm not playing 4 Scavenging Ooze is probably a mistake. So, their turn 3 is putting a lifelink, death touch, flying, double strike, vigilance, trample, indestructible creature into play. What's the best counterspell for in Pioneer for Dimir? Thoughtseize. Or did you want me to lie to you? If you want me to lie to you, let me know. Yeah, I should definitely have 4 screws in my 75. What a coincidence, it's also the best in Modern. I think past 4 Thought Seize and 4 Thought Erasure, I think 2 Drown in the Lock. I don't think you want to play more than 2 of that card, but in general, Drown in the Lock is fine. When you have 8 discard spells to pair it with, you're gonna like put cards in their bin. Yep. Does Transgress the Mind enter the discussion because it can't be Veil of Summered? I think if you don't have access to Thought Erasure, if like you're a black deck that doesn't also have blue in it, I think Transgress the Mind is a playable card in this format. The not getting Veiled is like a cute extra. I don't think that's the reason to play it, but I think that card in general is fine if you don't also have Thought Erasure. Yeah, Ashiok's fine. There's a bunch of good graveyard hate in this format. I've elected only to play 3 copies of Skews in this deck, and that was a mistake. And we lost to a graveyard deck because of it. That's just how Magic goes. I think I'm actually gonna take another Elf here. My hand's a little landlight right now. And like, if they play a 2-drop next turn, I can like stomp something and like play another Elf. I don't think I'd main deck Transgress the Mind though, but like sideboard sounds great. Sign me up. Perfect. How about this 5/5? Now if they pass holding up Spell Queller, I'm going to be a little bit medium. Oh. What's the number I hand in Demir for Thought Seize to Erasure? Thanks for the 3 months. I think it depends on your deck. So like, I've actually played more Thought Erasure than Thought Seize in some builds just because hammering your health total can be a big deal. I do not think Collective Brutality is very good in this format. So because Wild Slash is kind of the litmus test for cheap removal, a lot of people are playing cards that don't die to shocks. And I think because there's so many planeswalkers and artifacts and enchantments in this format that the discard mode on it is not good enough. I mean, their Mantis Rider's not blocking anyways, chat. Like I have a 4/4 and a 5/5. In decks that are probably more aggressively slanted, I'd probably favor Thoughtseize. If your deck's capable of closing and it has some incidental life gain like Kalitas or Scavenging Ooze, like, probably favor Thoughtseize to start. Or is Artifact Hate not really necessary? I mean, are you, like, looking at my deck? Like, I have 4 cards that destroy artifacts in my sideboard. So I guess my question to you would be, like, you want 6 ways to destroy artifacts? Is that what you're saying? Would be my question. Scavenging Ooze probably a little bit medium here. I expect them to have Wild Slash. They can bounce it. Yeah, Once Upon a Time helps us find Reclamation Sage too. I agree with that. You know what? Pithing Needle here. Pithing Needle turns off... I don't know how many Planeswalkers they have though. And like, I need to kill Teferi because of his static text. Yeah, let's try this. Accidentally watched Booster Draft and I would see coverage. Thanks, hated it. Woof. Yeah, it seems fine. This is likely a threat. Lava Coil does not. So Lava Coil says, if it would die, exile it instead. But because it's indestructible, it's not going to die. It is a replacement effect. Grasp of Darkness, Languish, Soulscar Mage lets you kill Soul Flare. Those are all great suggestions. And Grass Rampage. Yeah, Rampage is a good one. I also, like I've been saying, like, I think you should be playing Graveyard Hate in this format. I think, in addition to Soul Flare, there's enough, like, weird, quirky decks that, like, you probably want. You probably want Graveyard Hate. Alright, so do I take a 3-drop here? I can just play 2 Elves next turn. I was going to take the Glorybringer. Just bang one out here. Really enjoying the Pioneer. Keep up the awesome work. Thanks for the 7 months. I've been enjoying the Pioneer as well. In fact, next week is going to be all Modern, Pioneer, and Mythgard. And then hopefully we'll sprinkle some Standard back in after they unscrew it in 2 weeks. Here's hoping on the 18th they fix their issues. Although, we'll definitely be playing Standard the week of the 18th because there's another Twitch Rivals tournament that week. So I'm intending to play in Twitch Rivals in 2 weeks. Even if Standard's medium. I expect we'll get a ban list update on the 18th and Twitch Rivals will be fun, but... Oh, you're super right. Let me fix that. Must have made some changes after I, Thanks for the heads up. My entire family is plague-ridden at the moment, so I've been running around doing a lot extra and some things have been slipping through the cracks. Sideboard should be correct on Stream Decker now. Dragon, swat the bug. Zap. Definitely can, Rhino. Alright, so takeaways so far. I probably want, like, Destructive Revelry over Cindervines to be better against the blue-red artifacts deck. I definitely want a fourth Scavenging Ooze in my 75. I think Glorybringer is great. Think it's probably an appropriately powerful top-end bomb for this format so far. You think other CCGs coming out will motivate Wizards to work out the issues Arena has? I do not. As a pessimist, I think Arena is destined to make Wizards of the Coast piles of money regardless of how good or bad they treat it. I think even if they don't fix anything, they're still going to make a lot of profit off of it. In large part due to the fact that they don't invest a lot of money into it, so it's easy for them to turn a profit on it. If you want a good laugh about Once Upon a Time, Google for the ban list update where they banned... Google for the update where they banned Green Sun Zenith in Modern, and then everywhere in that ban list update where they say Green Sun Zenith, put Once Upon a Time into it, and see that it works exactly the same. If you want a fun thought experiment. I also think Once Upon a Time is much, much better than Green Sun Zenith. Yikes. Well, this feels about as hopeless as... This is a preview of the Mythic Championship, by the way. A bunch of people are going to show up with Gruul decks, and this is going to happen to them. Only instead of Reflector Mage, it'll be Deputy of Detentions or Teferi Time Raveler. We just can't win anymore. We're super dead. Lava Coil sounds good. Chandra Torch Defiance is pretty medium here because they can attack it and it just gets Spell Quellered, which is not great. The ban list update is not Monday, chat. The ban list update is not until November 18th. Which means the earliest we will probably... Oh, Oko, Needle for Oko, yep. Which means the earliest we will probably see change come from Wizards of the Coast, or on Arena, is like the 20th or so. It's gonna be a long, cold winter. If one intends to build a deck that has turn 1 accelerants, Once Upon a Time is a great choice. If one wants access to more green utility creatures, Once Upon a Time is a great choice. If one wants more reliability to get a large green creature such as Primeval Titan onto the battlefield, Once Upon a Time is a great choice. However, this ends up with fewer different decks being played in practice. Yeah. It's been going okay. I think our sideboard's pretty wrong. And that's been the takeaway of a lot of these decks is like, well, our sideboard's not built correctly. That's probably going to be a feeling that's like going to be happening for the foreseeable future in this format, if I had to venture a guess. Gonna be a lot of like trying to figure out the details surrounding stuff like that. This lets us play Glorybringer next turn, which lets us kill the Ooze, which is nice. Playing a 5-drop next turn means we don't get Spell Quellered, which is also great. Why does our 3-mana Planeswalker only +4? Is he broken, chat? Can I get a refund on my Domri? I feel like he's supposed to go to way higher loyalty than this. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Scary dragons blowing through ya. Don't mind me just wasting 500 shillings to morning FGC. I think Wasteland Strangler has gone up with the advent of adventure creatures. I don't think so. Like, I think your view on adventure creatures is biased by the fact that I love adventure creatures personally. So, like, you see a lot of adventure creatures on this stream. I don't know if they're necessarily all over the format. I really enjoyed your introduction to Mardu Cali Elks on YouTube. I try, Vernash. I try. Wow, rude. That's still technically a 2-for-1, but it still feels bad. Yeah, I led on the Questing Beast, or the Bonecrusher Giant, rather than the Questing Beast to play around Spell Queller here. Because they really don't want to Queller a Bonecrusher Giant, because then I get to stomp something again. Domri's probably dead here if they have flying creatures. I mean, Reflector Maging. Yeah, deal. Thanks. Nice card. Yep, decks get 1 point for every day they're in the queue, Wilder. There's just a lot of Pioneer decks in the queue, so it's taken a while. And lots of people bumping things to see more Pioneer. Trying to get their things to the top. Yep. Yeah, for like context, the decks I'm playing today, like the 2 decks at the top of the queue had like 87 points and like 70 points. Brutal. So Jamoka's command prevents the damage my Lava Coil deals here. Yeah, I mean, honestly, even once they address the issues in Standard, we're probably only going to be going back to 50% Standard. Like, as long as the Pioneer queues pop, and there's going to be a minimum of 2 Pioneer decks a day on this channel. I would love a Glorybringer. And when you Spell Queller here, you get to cast either half, so let's stomp this goose. Your move, Yugi boy. Yeah, ideally we're gonna have plenty of variety, right? Where's Glory to the Hypnotoad from? I don't remember where that reference is from offhand, actually. It's the third. This Bonecrusher Giant is super stumpy. Is it Futurama? Sounds accurate. Somewhere from my childhood. Do I want Chandra, Torch, and Defiance? I don't think that I do. Alright, we Pithing Needle Oko. We won that game. Maybe we should play like Fry to kill Oko. You know, kill their blue planeswalker with our blue planeswalker hate card. Thanks, Golden. Have a good one. I'm gonna mulligan this. Feels bad to mulligan turn 1 elf, but this is where the magic happens, chat. I think it's right to put back the Once Upon a Time there, because like if I cast Once Upon a Time there, I'm likely looking for a land anyways. So like putting a land back instead of putting the once back just makes sense. I think Teamer Walkers should be. We're actually talking about Teamer Walkers in Discord last night. A couple other people are kicking it around too. So Bonecrusher Giant here unfortunately kind of sucks because it just trades 1 for 1 because they get to sack Selfless Spirit, which denies my ability to go on an adventure because my adventure card's countered upon resolution. Gee, chat, do you think they have a spell caller? I guess we'll never know. Futurama from your childhood is a stark reminder of how young you are and how old I am. Don't let the hairline and the 2 children fool you, chat. I am still a wee lad who is under 30. All I want for my 30th birthday is Trump out of the White House. That's all I want, Chad. Is that too much to ask? All of you are American, can work hard next year to give me the best birthday present ever. Do you have a Reflector Mage? You do not. That's a good start. You seem really old. Yeah. But we've been through some stuff. Existing on Twitter in 2019 ages you. A lot more accomplished. I play video games for people on the internet. So, like, don't feel like you need to use me as a bar for accomplishment. You have another collected company? That's so rude. Hopefully they miss. If they hit Reflector Mage for the dragon, we're going to have a bad time. You just, like, miss on another Reflector Mage, please. Sick. Sick magic card, chat. What a fantastic Magic the Gathering card my opponent has played. Super, super powerful. Definitely constructed playable. Please, please jam collected companies in your decks. Low variance, high skill Magic the Gathering. Let's go. Snipe Breed, thanks for the 19 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. You know what the best part about Once Upon a Time is, chat? The best part about Once Upon a Time is that it gives you an excuse to not play Collected Company. Do you even bang? Do you glory bang? Do 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 do. Wow, that's rude. Wow, that's rude. That's fine. This one's gonna. Am I dead? 6 is only 9, so I'm dead to Land Reflector Mage. Wow, they are playing this card with Collected Company. That's so greedy. People really hate consistent. I was gonna say that attack leaves them dead to no information. People are so greedy. Like their deck has Oko and Tameo in it, and like they're casting Collected Company. Like they deserve to miss on all of their Collected Companies. Have a little respect, chat. Good lord. Do more math. Build better decks. Kill you with Stomp. All right. I think Bant Tameo is great, by the way. Bant Tameo is super sweet, and I would recommend playing more of her. But, all right. Takeaways. Rhonas the Indomitable was really bad in that league. It, just like, this format doesn't feel like it's about the board enough that you're supposed to be. It doesn't feel like it's about the board enough that you need multiple things. So I feel, yeah, and a lot of the matchups for Rhonas is going to be good. They're playing Oko anyways. So I think I would just cut those and I would just go up. I said I wanted 4 Scoozes. I would just play 4 Scoos in the main, I think. I think that's fine. We've got 26 creatures. We've got some removal for their creatures. I think I would just do that. And then as far as the sideboard is concerned, I think Destructive Revelry is probably better than Cindervines just because Destructive Revelry is instant speed and it's cheaper against the blue-red artifact deck. It's also possible that we're just supposed to play some Unravel the Aether to hedge that matchup because Unravel the Aether here notably deals with Darksteel Citadel, which is a must answer when they have the scissors on it. Loving the Pioneer content. Keep up the great work. Love to see fun and funky brews. We do what we can. Thanks for the 2 months, Gelg. I'm glad you're enjoying the Pioneer stuff. Yeah, I'm interested to see if my sub count takes a nosedive off a cliff in the next few weeks with doing less arena content, but, you know, I just can't bring myself to do it. Needs more Xenagos. I don't think Xenagos is very good. We're not ramping up into anything meaningful. I think Xenagos is just like worse than Chandra. And like the Elf, Domri, Dragon, or Sarkhan curve is like real good. Yeah, I would definitely take this as a submission again. The core felt very reasonable here. 8 elves into this, into etc. seems good. One thing we could consider is maybe your YouTube count goes up. Well, YouTube isn't worth any money. YouTube doesn't make any money. Twitch subs make actual money because Twitch subs are paid, right? You're not wrong, Wilder. Yeah, making standard content I don't enjoy probably would also lose subs because it just wouldn't be good content. What's Exert? Exert means you can choose to get this effect to not untap it next turn. All right, we got at least 2 more decks we're going to do today. Up next, we have a blue-white control deck featuring Days Undoing and Narset, parter of the Veils. And then we're going to kick the tires on the blue-red Eldrazi deck that I tweeted out last night. I can only get cards for 2 decks at a time, though. So I'm going to go ahead and roll a quick ad break so I can get these things swapped around, but don't go anywhere. Got a bunch more Pioneer coming up. Thanks for hanging out here today, folks. Yeah, I pushed the sideboard around a little bit. Thought about some things. We'll see. Could be this one. This one could be a mess. I have low expectations going into this one. One day's worth of decks. That's a lot of cards out of their inventory. I'm grateful to be able to get 2 at a time. It's honestly not that long. Like, I'm rolling a 3-minute ad break between decks anyways. And like, getting cards from traders takes an average of 5 minutes. There's only like 2 extra minutes of downtime. And like, people that were gonna sit through 3 minutes of downtime are gonna sit through 5 minutes of downtime on average. There's a lot of people on Twitch who bounce as soon as you take any sort of break. So like a 30-second break or a 3-minute break, you lose similar amounts of people. It does, doesn't it, Jin? I mean, to be fair, the F2K ad requirement is because of their contract with Twitch, so it's kind of like a Twitch requirement. So it's like a Twitch requirement adjacent. What subscriber count that you got to was a place where you felt streaming could serve as your full-time work? I jumped in doing this full-time and put the kids in daycare when I crossed 1,000 concurrent subscribers. Jason O'Findy, thanks for the 12 months of support. I appreciate that. You've already got your sword. I appreciate you keeping me around. So what qualifies as full-time work is different everywhere, but and look at that. The ad break has 10 seconds left, and I've already finished getting cards, so. Good, clean living. Sort of Magic, as a wee lad, when white was a fine color, and I'm sad to see my favorite color become. Yeah. What is my current sub count? Nah, it's transparent. I currently have 3,158 unique subscribers. I have it on reasonable authority that we are the most subscribed to dedicated Magic channel on Twitch. So thanks everyone for being a part of that, keeping me around. Let's put some nice lands in here. The best part about Jake starting kindergarten is for people that are outside of the United States. Jake starting kindergarten was basically a $12,000 a year raise. Daycare runs a little over $1,000 a month for one kid. Or I do have more than Caleb. Caleb floats around 2,000. So Caleb's average viewer count is higher than mine, but he has fewer concurrent subscribers on average. Yeah, my daycare bill is also more than my mortgage. No, I think what's his name? Terran hit on the head. I think a big part of why I'm the most subscribed to Magic content creator on Twitch, even though I don't have the highest average viewer count, is because of the way I cultivate and curate my YouTube content. You can tell people are wrong. The nice thing about facts is they are facts, whether you want to believe or read them or not. Yep. How much money do you have to make in the US to live decently? With children, a pretty significant margin. There's a reason why 2018 was one of the lowest birth year rates on record in the United States. Yeah, that's true too. I think there's a lot of professionals who play Magic, like people who have professional careers, and I think they appreciate that I approach this as a profession. Yeah, like Christy and I, we live about 2.5 hours away from all of our family, so like anything like we want to go out, like if Christy and I want to go out on a date, you know, it's like $15 an hour to do that for a sitter on top of daycare, so, you know, we mostly just don't leave the house.